Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk about something that I use when I'm trying to learn a difficult passage, whether it be in an etude, piece of classical music especially, or could be a jazz phrase, a bebop double time phrase, or something like that. So this is an alternative to working it up from slow to fast with a metronome going up 3 or 4 notches every time, which I also do. I like to use a bunch of different methods, and there's also many methods out there for learning a fast phrase. But this is something called outlining. And for those of you that have read or studied with or heard about Abby Whiteside, a lot of these ideas come from her book, which I have here, The Indispensables of Piano Playing, which is a great book. It's hard to find, it's out of print. It's expensive when you find it. I've had it for a while now. She has this one, and there's another one on the Chopin etudes. And she was a great pianist and music teacher. Um, and one of the ideas that she shares in there, along with many other nuggets of wisdom, is this idea of outlining, which is where you take a difficult phrase and you outline the strong beats of that phrase in sort of a loop. And as you loop it around, you keep filling in the missing notes. So one of the books that I've been using lately that I found online, and I like books like this, is Harry Huffnagel's or David Gornston's Jazz Velocity Exercises for Saxophone. There's a bunch of books like this from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and I like them because they're half classical, half swing era jazz vocabulary, especially lots of interesting uses of the diminished scale and six chords, and kind of the sort of things that you might hear Benny Goodman playing in a solo, you'll find in these etude books. So it's sort of a nice way to mix up your classical based practice by mixing in some of these jazz lines. Other books that are great for that are the Artie Shaw methods, the Benny Goodman method, the Jimmy Dorsey method. They all have sort of these nice hybrid mixes of swing vocabulary and straight classical playing. So I'll play the one that I just singled out today, and you can find this PDF online. It goes through all keys. It's kind of like the Krebs book for clarinet, where there's just little melodic exercises in different keys. So here's the one that stood out to me today. So you can see there's some really nice melodic ideas, especially at the end there. Some sort of 5 of 2 using a diminished scale idea. Very romantic and classical, but also great for jazz improvising. It's kind of going around chord changes. So I recommend books like this. They're really fascinating to play through. So if I wanted to look through that, this is called jazz velocity study. So the idea is that you're supposed to play them fast at some point. So if I wanted to try and work up the speed, one, I'd play through it kind of rubato like I did, just to make sure I have the ideas of the notes. But I'm also trying to look for where the key musical points are. And the thing that Abby Whiteside is all about is finding the character of the music and trying to find the right emotion and create the right feeling for the music. So all of this points to getting more feeling in your playing, because we've all heard classical type performances, or have made classical type performances, since I'm not a classical musician, that feel kind of dead and lifeless because I'm just reading the notes off the page. So getting it to that next level is always hard. And Abby got this from seeing, of all people, jazz piano players, which in her era would have been the stride guys maybe, and their confidence with rhythm and how everything they played was built on a basic rhythm. So we're trying to create a basic rhythm from this. So if I just took the downbeat to that first phrase, I'll play the whole phrase first. I'll just take that one measure. You don't want to do too much. One measure, 2 measures at the most. And just play the downbeats. And I don't need to start slow. The nice thing about this is you can kind of start at the tempo you're going for and just work it up right from there. And you'll be amazed at how it works. I've tried this with beginners. So here's the idea. I want to get that into my body. etc. So I'm just filling in whatever notes I feel like, and as soon as I get a little too far, I feel like I'm starting to stumble, I go back to that basic rhythm of the downbeats. And she also talks about getting it into your body, so swaying left to right. But however you feel it is fine. For me, a lot of times it's the foot. So one thing I didn't do there was really play it fast. So I'll start it off at a faster tempo. And you'll be amazed at not only do you learn how to play it fast, but it's very even, and you're evening out all the subdivisions of the beat, so you don't have these parts that are just a little bit out of whack rhythmically. So that's the idea for today. I hope that is helpful. Try it with some other difficult phrases. It's been great for me, and it's just another tool in the arsenal. So please do subscribe if you get a chance, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.